Let me tell you about a remarkable story from American history, one that changed the course of a young man's life through a single penny. Long before he became one of America's greatest presidents, Abraham Lincoln was just a teenage clerk working at a small general store in New Salem, Illinois. One evening, as the sun was setting and Lincoln was closing up shop, he realized something that bothered him deeply. Earlier that day, he had accidentally overcharged a customer by 1 penny. Now, most people wouldn't think twice about such a small amount. After all, it was just a penny. But for young Lincoln, that penny weighed heavily on his conscience. Despite the late hour and the fact that the customer lived several miles away, Lincoln couldn't bear the thought of keeping that wrongfully collected penny. After closing the store, he walked several miles in the dark to return that single cent to its rightful owner. The customer was amazed, not by the penny itself, but by the extraordinary character of this young man who would go to such lengths to right even the smallest wrong. This story spread throughout New Salem like wildfire. Soon, Lincoln became known as Honest Abe, a nickname that would stick with him for the rest of his life. The local people began to trust him implicitly, and his reputation for honesty became the cornerstone of his character. Years later, when Lincoln pursued a career in law and politics, this reputation for unwavering integrity followed him. People would often say, "If Lincoln's involved, it must be honest." This trust helped him win cases as a lawyer and eventually supported his path to the presidency. But here's what's truly fascinating. That single act with the penny wasn't just about the money. It was about something much more valuable: integrity. Lincoln understood that our character is built not on the big decisions we make in the spotlight, but on the small choices we make when we think no one is watching. The story of the honest penny became legendary, not because of the amount involved, but because it demonstrated something profound. True integrity isn't measured by the size of the act, but by the principle behind it. Lincoln's willingness to walk miles to return a single penny showed that honesty wasn't just a policy for him. It was a way of life. This simple act helped shape not just Lincoln's reputation, but his entire future. It reminds us that trust is earned in pennies and paid back in dollars. Every small act of honesty builds credibility that can last a lifetime, and sometimes, as in Lincoln's case, even beyond. So next time you're faced with a small choice between right and wrong, remember young Abe Lincoln and his penny. Because in the end, it's not about the money. It's about who you choose to be when nobody's looking.